Yeah, welcome everybody. I just want to, you finished the sugya of Yayin and we're moving into the sugya of Shemen. Just to say, I heard you had Rishiyum on Yayin, so I'm not here to speak about Yayin. I just wanted to say one interesting case of Yayin. I don't know if it was spoken about as frozen ices. Was that spoken about?
We were anxious to hear what the Rav says about it.
Okay, so frozen grape juice ices. Okay, so grape juice, that I'm not going to get into. We know there's Rabbi Yashiv that says you don't make agaf. And the Maisa, it's not so reliable, that Rabbi Yashiv, even though it's brought down in many places, Rabbi Yashiv would hold it on grape juice, you don't make agaf. And the minhag is to make agaf in a grape juice. That's anganum. That's anganum by everyone. But how about frozen grapes ices? Now, what's the tooth stardom? What would you think? Pasha, you make agafen, right? Why not? What's the difference if it's frozen? If you eat frozen potato knishes, potato blends, whatever, you make the same bracha as it's frozen or not frozen. So why would be any different to say that frozen ices, frozen grape juice ices, should be chalik? Today they sell in stores frozen wine ices. You know that? Bartanura, right? What bracha do you make on that?
It's called Bartanura.
Bartanura wine sells,
Kedem.
Kedem sells frozen wine ices.
So what do they add sugar?
I don't think so. I think
Pure wine.
They do add some sugar, fine.
So why can't you just stick it in your freezer?
They make it with this. I don't know. I never saw it actually. I don't know. So, a few people told me about this. They sell this regular frozen ice. And the question is, the Prima Godim clears the Shaila. We're getting to Shemen in a minute. The Prima Godim clears the Shaila. He says, Yayin Karish, that's frozen. Or what's the other bracha? Ha'etz. Prima Godim is stopping. Do I make a bar agafen or do I make ha'etz? What's the suffix? It's regular Yayin. Why in the world should I make ha'etz? The Shaila is, and I'll explain Pashit, because the Maila of Yayin is, look at that. Wow, we came up with a picture on it. You have it over there. Right, this is it. This is about to know. This is it, right? Right, so they sell this in the regular stores, I heard. It's a freeze pop regular. Right,
okay, basically we got the picture, pun intended.
So, right. So the Shaila is the Prima Godim claims that maybe you should make ha'etz. Why is the Prima Godim claiming maybe you should make ha'etz? And the answer is Pasha, because Yayin has a chashivas to it. It's not chashiv to why did Yayin make a bar agafen? It should stay the same bracha. That's just because Yayin has a chashivas to it. If you're eating it as ices, there's no chashivas to it. You can't drink it down, you can't gulp it down. So we're saying a murder chiddush. If the bracha is not just on what it is, the bracha is on how you noig with it. Yayin got a chashiv of bracha, but that chashivas only came because I'm noig to drink it down. If I don't drink it down, it's hard to say you don't make any more agafen, you go down to eitz. Chashivas is the way you drink it. You drink it, it's chashivas. If you have to lick it and just go ahead and get some bites out of it, that's not chashiv. Therefore, you would make eitz. Now, I'll leave that up to you, Rabbi Black. Either it's the drinking or the pouring. Now, the Teres Chaim brings down the suffix of the Prima Godim, and he says you make a bayah eitz. Now, question: if you have a suffix, if you make a bayah eitz, a bayah agafen, what's better, bracha? L'chayri, you should make a bayah agafen, because the Shulchan Aruch says, b'diavad, if you made a bayah agafen on grapes, you yaitza. So therefore, this is our suffix. But now there's a third side. There's a tzad which is really brought down in the Beis Yosef, because the Beis Yosef says from the Eiches Chaim, a rupee you make a shahaka. What's a rupee? Zok B'Rachah Yosef, frozen wine. So you have three tzadim. We have either you make a shahaka, or you make a eitz, or you make a hagafen. Now, when you have three tzadim on one item, what bracha do you make? If you have a tzad shahakal, you should make a shahakal. Okay? That's what Reb Chaim Pechashaim Paskin on these. I'm sorry. Wait 1 second. We'll get to it in a second. So we have three tzadim, and if so, you should make a shahakal. Now that's where we're coming out. Lamaisa, I did research on this with many paiskim, and I came up with three different terutzim. If David Feinstein told me to make Haitz, Rabbi, other Paiskim, Rabbi Hirschfeld, Rabbi Felder, they said you make a shaka. And Rabbi First from Chicago told me b'Shem Moshe that you make a Bayer Pri Hagafen. So okay, so your children want to eat this for dessert. What do you tell them? I don't know, right? You have three different Paiskim, three Heintige Paiskim today, all big Paiskim. Rabbi David Feinstein, and Moshe seems like didn't go with his son's psak in this. And then we had Rabbi Hirschfeld and Felder to say three. So, halacha l'maisa, let me tell you, very interesting. I feel that it makes a difference how you eat it. If you lick it, it becomes into juice. Then you make a Bayer Pri Hagafen. If you bite it, then you should make a shaka. You got that?
Why?
Because let me explain a little bit. Because when you lick it, then it becomes juice. It's like a regular drink. It started with the ice, but then it's a regular drink. What? You're drinking it slowly. It's like drinking slowly. Very cold wine. How do you make a shaka? You make a hagafen. Yeah.
A cup of wine. Look at a cup of wine.
You make a hagafen. How do you make a hagafen? Mashenkin, if you're biting it, then it's like a grape. Why is it going from a grape? So now you would make there's a shaila, it's a shackle, I'll tell you to make a shackle. So it comes out, that's why I feel the psak is, and I spoke this over Rabbi Felder, and he was masking to me. But then I went back to Rabbi Felder, I said I have a big problem. And this we'll see throughout HaRav, we might bump into these problems. If I go ahead and I start licking and then I decide, you know what? It's taking too long. I'm going to take a bite. 2 brachas. You hear this chiddush?
2 brachas. Before or what?
No, you start with the hagafen and then you switch your mind and say, you know what, I'm going to start biting this ices. We're not going to work out with that halacha l'maisa. But this was a good this is a good riddle for what? On the same ices, because here I'm going the same thing. True, but over here I did a shinui the way of eating this type of thing. Over here, Pshat is hagafen patters it because it's a shtia. Here now I'm eating it. Now I'm biting it. So now it became like a grape. And a grape, if I have wine and I have grapes, no one tells you not to make 2 brachas. I make a hagafen on the wine and 8 on the thing. So we're telling you instead of 8 to make a shackle because we have a suffix. But really, now this thing became a mechuyev in 2 brachas. So it's b'chlal not pasha to say this. I'm just here. You're learning hagaf, and I wanted to tell you something that you didn't learn. Okay.
Basically, stay away from this food. That's all. Or you have to have a dessert, which is an 8, and patters it, right?
Yeah, I'm getting some good shilas here. What?
If you have an 8, can you patter with a piece of orange or something? You can patter.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to be pretty complicated when you're going to start the.
That's the point. You have the shackle to patter.
Yeah. No, the elephant around toes, like steppers. You see, he knows already his name. I have a mistake. Called him that last week, and I remember it was someone else. I know. I'm just saying. I called him that, and he was able to answer. Okay. Yeah. I will. Right.
So therefore, if it's frozen, it's not stomach shivas. Those 2 things, they don't go away. Still, you still in some you can still get drunk at it probably. It's frozen even, and it's also solid still.
Okay, so the whatever. Okay, yeah, Bekitza, he's asking a shayla like this. He's asking that the Gemara said 2 reasons: misamech and sar. That's why you make a hagafen. This ice is it's regular wine, so I should make hagafen. What am I giving me svars? The answer to that is that to be megadim still mistapik that you make it because it's not. This doesn't have to be spoken out in the Gemara. That means the megadim holds that such a ice is if it's not the derech to it, so that loses its bracha. Wine has to be misameach is only the way you drink it. Also, that's what we started off. Yeah, that's something else because this was wine. I know, but still, it doesn't have the way to drink real wine. It's a matter of yes, that's a good shot what you're asking, but we're telling you that is good for the Megadim. Safik was the Rav who certifies about the new products. He told me no. This Dr. Lederach is writing that he asked the OU, and what did they tell you? What's the bracha? What's the next text? Nice question. Okay. The kids are nice. Oh, he told me that it is shahakal because not wine at all and mixed with stuff. Okay. Basically. He told them that this bartanura wine is not wine, so that won't be a shahada. So we can discuss if your wife you have sometimes you make your own ices in those ice trays, right? You make your own ices in that, which kids like for a Shabbos party or something, and you put in grape juice, then you have the shahada. If the bartanura is taken out of shahada, it's good to know that. I'm happy you're telling us that because we wouldn't know. Otherwise, we would think maybe you make agafen. Okay, now let's start. Shlomo asked me to start speaking. We have other good shahadas on Yayin, but we're not going to get into that because I hear you're going to have other shiur in it. So we're going to skip to the sugya of Shemen. So let's discuss the Gemara that deals with Shemen. The Gemara says on Lamed Hey Amud Beis, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Shemen ZAYIS Mevach and olive bayer priates. On Shemen ZAYIS, olive oil. You make a bayer priates. What's this talking about? If we're talking about that you're drinking Shemen ZAYIS on its own, it's being mazik to you. So, since it's being mazik, you do not make a bracha. The Gemara is on Lamed Hey Amud Beis. Okay. So now, Rashi comes along and says, what does this mean? Izuke mazikle. Zok Rashi. Amud Hey Amud Beis. Amud Beis on Amud Aleph. Rashi says, okay, a little further. Rashi says on the side over there, Azuke mazik. Higher up, Legufei, right there, here. Ve'ein zu achila shetuna bracha, the gabe bracha v'achal taksiv. Rashi says it's mazik your body. That means that the reason why you don't make a bracha is something which is mazik your body, you don't make a bracha. I just want to ask a zaytik shayla. Someone who has diabetes, and he takes a piece of cake, does he make a bracha? Someone is a little bit of overweight and he eats a piece of cake, does he make a bracha? And now let's go to every person. Is cake good for anyone?
See, the thing is, the mazik.
Yes?
Yeah.
What do you say? Well, what do you mean? But over there, what's in that? Obviously, this guy's not a sugar. He's not stopped drinking olive oil. He obviously enjoys it.
No, then it doesn't mean being poisoned. Then it means that the body is having nutrition. So
Okay.
It doesn't enjoy it. My son, if it's diabetic, is eating sugar, so it's also mazik. It's also benefit. You can live from that.
So Yana Lubin, he's going to get a heart attack the second he eats that piece of cake. Right? So does he make a bracha on cake that's not healthy for him? That's unhealthy for anyone. Right? Today there's nothing. White bread. It's not healthy for you. Whole wheat is healthy. Sourdough, whatever you want. Right?
You're living.
Right, saturated fat, not healthy for anyone. When you're young, you'll live with it. But the older you get, 100-man-year-old that's going to eat.
Doesn't matter. Not healthy. Good for you.
Oh,
If you eat something that's only poison, fine. But if it's both, then
okay, so I hear what you're saying. So let me tell you, they asked the Shara Pebble Yashin. They asked him that someone who's suffering with sugar, could he make a bracha on this? Okay? What did the Yashiv answer? The Yashiv said that a bracha is showing yeah, a bracha achrona not. Okay? Now, what's the difference? He said, because when you're going to make you can't make a bracha achrona because that's ein zemavarach al manayitz. You're killing yourself with this. But a bracha yishayna, you could make a bracha because since if you would eat a tiny bit, that won't kill you. So bracha yishayna is even on a tiny bit. You hear Yashiv's chiddush? If Shlomo, you hear the chiddush?
I do.
That when you eat, it's someone who's suffering from sugar, and he goes ahead, he has diabetes, and he eats a piece of cake. The Gemara says shemen is mazik. It's a cake for him is mazik. Does he make a bracha?
So the question that arose earlier is how's the length of the hezek? What if it takes
Right.
a year to be mazik?
Right. Right, so Rabbi Yashiv said a bracha Rishayna, yeah, a bracha Achrayna not.
Because that's about you right away.
No, he said because the bracha Rishayna you make even on a mashu. A mashu is okay to eat, even someone that's chayli sukkah. A mashu you can eat. I'll tell you a similar psak. We're gonna get there. One second. He's asking good. I'll tell you a similar psak from the stipler. I don't know if it applies today. Someone asked the stipler. My father asked me to buy a pack of cigarettes. Am I allowed to buy?
Don't discuss this.
Right?
Right.
You know this psak.
No.
So he asked the stipler, could he go ahead and buy his father? It's a Avera. You're not allowed to do Avera. If father tells you to do Avera, you're not allowed to do it. The father's telling me to buy a pack of cigarettes. Could I buy? So the stipler said, one cigarette is not going to do anything to you. The pack might do something. So I'm buying him, I'm telling him, I'm getting him the yechadis to smoke one cigarette. Today things might change. I'm not coming out Allah from the stipler 40, 50 years ago. Like upon him, I'm just bringing out this mutzi. The Yashiv was saying, a bracha Yishayna and Mashu is not going to do it bad to anyone. A big achila that you need, that's going to do. Now I want to tell you that this doesn't stem so much with the Kesef Mishnah. I'm not saying we go Allah from the Kesef Mishnah. We actually might pass on this because the Kesef Mishnah says that the only reason why you make a bracha, the Kesef Mishnah has a question. Why on bracha Yishayna do I make on a mashu and bracha achrayna I need a shear? What's that? The Gemara learned out. We saw the Gemara. We started the sugya. The Gemara said bracha Yishayna. The Gemara had said if I make a bracha achrayna, I make a bracha Yishayna, which means they're very similar. Why? So why is there a difference between bracha achrayna and bracha Yishayna? That's for Bechsa Muslim. I understand. So, but why should that be? So you know what? So bracha Yishayna should also be for that. Zok the case of Mishnah, you're right. Because we're chayshish that every time you're going to eat a little bit, you're going to end up eating the share. But really, if we know for sure you're only going to eat a little bit, you're not chayiv in the bracha Yishayna. What is the chiddush in the case of Mishnah? Now, okay, but anyways, this was Rabbi Yashiv Tzak. So getting back to the halacha of Shemen. So Shemen we see, Rashi explains to us the sugya, that since it's a zuke mazikle, therefore you do not make a bracha. That's state in Rashi. Now what does it mean that it's mazik? Are you having ano or you're not having any ano? The fact that it's mazik. You're having ano? Very mistabed, you're having ano, but someone smokes a cigarette, yeah? What's the guy smoking for? He knows that it's mazikin. But right now he's having ano, he's not thinking. Because he's having ano. So to Shemen. We're not talking about a Islamic guy that's totally fell on his marbles and he started drinking bleach. Look how the guy's being. He enjoys the Shemen. So we say that since you enjoy it, we tell you, no, you do not make a bracha because the future of it is that it's a mazik. Now, question is, Rashi says it's a mazik. Other Rishonim, the Shita Mikavetzes brings down, azuke mazik le. What does that mean? That means that by you eating it, you're being mazik the shemen. Not that you get hurt. You're being mazik the shemen. What does that mean? Yeah, it says both. Yeah, it says both. Yeah. 1 second. So now, what does that mean? You're being mazik the shemen. That means the shemen's usage was. What's the shemen's usage? The usage of a shemen is to use it to light, not or to shmear with it. Not to eat. So why did the Baruch Hashem create shemen? Not for you to eat. For it to be used, like we just said, either for to burn Chanukah menorah with it, or to be sach with it. Right. But for you to eat it, no. So when you're eating the shemen, you're being mazik the shemen. Therefore, you don't make a bracha. Very interesting types in the Gemara.
Same with eating wood, with a piece of wood, you don't make a bracha.
Same with eating a piece of wood, you don't make a bracha. Now you'll have a question. Why today when we all started eating grass, we started making bracha, you being mazik? Okay. Grass, I mean, as salads and v'chulu. Well, when you were children, you never ate grass.
Never ate what?
Grass. Today,
well, the different grass is a different connotation now. We discussed this. What the bracha brownies are.
Yeah. So, anyway, so getting back there, you ever saw the it comes in a container. It's supposed to be very healthy. How do you get that? How do you know I meant that? Alfalfa sprouts. You ever saw that?
A what?
Alfalfa sprouts. they sell in the store. It's probably $5. Cut mamish like right off the lawn, right off mamish grass right off the lawn. Right. No, but today many women are
Today, that's the whole point. Today, it's
They became Michael Adam. I'm just saying, you ever saw alfalfa sprouts when you were a child?
probably 50 new food that didn't exist 20 years ago.
Right, 100%. Yeah. So, anyways, so I'm just trying to bring out that this is how many Rishonim learn. The Bahag says, the Meiri says this, and like we said, the Rashi and Yuma says that there is a tzad. Rashi and Yuma is mashma both sivas. Oh, here goes alfalfa sprouts. This is it. This is This you're gonna tell me is not grass. What do you call this? Jonathan Sprouts. They gave it a name already. Shut. Not of the loan, probably from a platter boxes. Okay. Yeah, but I know people that eat this regular, and they make Adam, obviously. Right. But I'm just trying to say is that today we see that we eat. Put them in sandwiches. Okay. Yeah. So now, Sakaponim, getting back to here. So we're telling you that we have machlekes in the Rishonim how to learn a pshat in this Gemara. The Gemara just says that it's azuke mazikle. So we have now machlekes. What does it mean azuke mazikle? Does it mean that the person gets genizik, or it means that you're being mazik the chayfetz? Now, it's a big chiddush to say that who cares if I'm being mazik the chayfetz? The ma'aseh I'm having anah. Like, what is it? Why don't they make a bracha when I'm being mazik the chayfetz? I am getting anah from this food. So why shouldn't I make a bracha? What type of svar is this? The Shita and the other Rishonim that say you're being mazik the chayfetz, you don't make a bracha. Am I getting anah? Every chayfetz is being mazik. It looks so nice on the shelf, and now I come and eat it.
About kashchus de galacha. What
Yeah,
does
what
that
type
mean?
of bracha is this? Why is there?
So what? Why do we care?
I understand, but I am getting anah. If I'm getting anah, I should make a bracha. The teretz is that we're not done every time you're getting anah. Like we know, we said over, I think once, the Ramban says, we said it last week, that the Ramban says that has a shayla. Why, when you take a good hot shower, you're getting anah? Why don't you make a bracha? Geschmack a hot shower. Why don't you make a bracha? Right? Zok the Ramban. Because something that doesn't go into your goof, you don't make a bracha. That means not every anah, the Chazal will magnet to us when you make brachas. Not every anah that you think is anah that you make a bracha. So over here they told us that since you're going ahead and you're not getting the anah that we want you to get from it, therefore you don't make a bracha. So there you have the right to tell us that you don't make a bracha. Now, so we're coming out very clear on this sugya that since shemen is mazik, you don't make a bracha. What does that mean? Pashtus? Pashtus means you don't make a bracha b'chlal. Not just you don't make a bracha on, you don't make the regular bracha. Pashtus, we see you do not make a bracha b'chlal. Here comes a Shver Rambam, and the Rambam tells us, no, I'm learning up the sugya different. You don't make a bracha eitz, you make a bracha shahaka.
Can you please put the Rambam up, please?
The Rambam is perik chesach, his brachas halacha beis.
Yeah,
So the Rambam
the Rambam.
is a pella that the Rambam comes along and says that you don't make a bracha ha'etz and you make a bracha shahaka. Now, I understand we don't pass like the Rambam, but there are going to be problems with this because let me tell you something. Today, do you know anyone that drinks Shemen ZAYIS?
You
No.
could. Why not? It'll be a mishagas soon.
Today, there's a gas out there, it's already out there, that is selling small cups of Shemen ZAYIS, and people are drinking Shemen ZAYIS.
There's some segula attached to it, right?
Yes. Not only that, do you know that if you eat olives, it's kosher l'shikha, right? You know that? Olives kosher l'shikha.
Gemara.
It's Gemara. Chaim
Gemara.
Kanievsky has a whole kuntrus on these things that are kosher l'shikha and stays away from all these olives. Today they put every simcha olives right in the middle. I don't know why they're doing that for. Kosher l'shikha. So, oh, look at this. Everything, drinking olive oil. Yes, olive oil became the most healthiest thing today. Come on. It helps you for remembering and all these things. So today, people are drinking olive oil.
The kosher l'shichas apply today?
Yes.
In
This
Chazal?
kosher l'shikha Chaim Kanievsky held.
The refuahs don't and the kosher
Yeah.
do?
Yes. So, Chaim Kanievsky held like that. So, no, if Shlomo is asking good. For refuahs all of a sudden, we say not. In Shadim, we say it doesn't apply today and all these types of things. And for some reason, the kosher l'shikha. So the reason why people do eat olives, okay, we're not going into this, we're not giving a share on olives now. But if you look at the Gemara, The Gemara in HaRav, Gemara says that it's HaRav. So people say, I'm not Rav. If you eat a lot of olives, you become Rav. I don't know. I mean, you want to always remember and to go and eat olives. I'm always worried. Why would someone do that? I mean, how good does it taste that you're looking to go ahead and have a chashash that maybe you're going to stop forgetting things, right? No one
But
wants
they
to stop
serve
forgetting
olives. As you say, you go to a restaurant, the first thing they give you on the sticky
olives, and
eat
it's
the
olives,
restaurant,
and
olives.
it's everything. Everything became with olives, and
Something on the lips, like the lips, but they say that among the rubs, if you eat it with the Shemen together, not only crush the chicken, makes it even.
yeah. So okay, that's how I got into olives. So what do people do instead? They go ahead and drink olive oil because olive oil brings you to zikaron. So you drink that, you'll balance it out. You heard of that? Remember kabach? Okay, that's a very very mistabing thing that you go ahead and you drink olive oil. So I'm saying today people are drinking olive oil because it brings to zikaron. It sharpens your brain. It's oil change. Okay, right? So therefore, people are drinking olives. So the shaila is today. What happened? Shini atava, shini mazel, shini this. What happened? What bracha do you make on this olive? On this olive oil. The Ma'aser in our sugya, we came out Rashi, the Rif, the Eshkel, the Rav.
It doesn't say the olive is mazgu. It says the olive oil is mazgu, pure olive oil. Why can't you?
That's what people are doing.
No, I understand that. You're talking about the oil, not the ZAYIS.
The reason why I came to ZAYIS is because I told you what people do instead. They eat the zaysim along with olive oil. I didn't mean to give a shit.
What does that mean? Together? What does that mean?
Either they pour in, a lot of people
Zaysim and oil at the same time?
Or or in the container itself, you go ahead and pour some olive oil. This is my
Container of what?
Of olives.
Why?
Because like this, you're balancing it out. Olive oil helps you for zikaron. Olive kosher l'shikha. So you put it together, and now I'm even. This is what they do. Let me see. Someone was sending. Okay, but upon him. Yes, he's right. Rabbi Lederach is right that the some sefer says you're on a lav if you eat something which is kosher l'shikha. Okay, this is no shayach style shir, but you're on a lav if you eat something which is kosher l'shikha. You're on a lav daraisa. You know that?
This is very important for older people. You know, our memories.
Yeah.
What's your name?
That might be better because over there you're not eating the olive the olive. But walking between two ladies, it's kosher l'shikha. So that's you would think that's other. He says the some sefer writes that anytime you do something which is kosher l'shikha, you're over on a lav daraisa. What's your shakach? You're going to forgetting Torah. You're not allowed to make yourself forget Torah. You're going to forget Torah if you do these things. Very important. Walk between two ladies.
That's in the Teyag mitzvahs.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
If you walk between two ladies, what you do, you should pick up your tzitzis or something. Hold on to something. Your phone, anything. See them hold on to the tzitzis, payas. That's what they have long payas. But whatever it is, something. You're supposed to, don't walk between two ladies, even if it's your wife and your mother. There's no attempt. Or your wife and your daughter, it doesn't make a difference. You should not be walking between two ladies. Okay, fine. Not for now. You do want to get into it.
Let's move back. Let's move back to BRACHA.
I have a whole share on that, Gavin. But I have a few share on those things between two ladies. People do not know the halachas on that, and you could be over on this day. Okay, fine. Yeah, not now. Maybe in his manner. Yeah, but kitza. So now, so let's get back to Shemen and let's get back to Mazik. So we're saying over here that Shemen is Mazik, Zak Rashi, you don't make a bracha at all. That's the pashas of the sugya. The Rambam came along and said, he put up the Rambam, yes. The Rambam Perches Alachabei says, V'al Shem b'tchilu m'barach by Pei, it's a medva, mamurim, she'echayshis b'groinei v'shasam in Hashemen. Zak the Rambam, v'shasam in Hashemen imei shlokes. She'nenim avalim shasa Hashemen levadai. You drink the Shemen on its own. Dr. Rambam, if you drink it by itself, come to Kesef Mishnah and says, what's going on over here? If it's mazik, you don't make a bracha b'chlal. You're not having a no. This is the Kesef Mishnah's shaila. And the Chayah, that's what's saying, the Sugi Shait is that. Ein levarach, v'chein piyashash, v'chein kasav. He says, what's going on in V'kratam Alav, and who's the Kesef Mishnah, by the way? Mr. Yosef. So he says the Torah already asked the Shaila, and Rabbeinu Mefarish lo yamru either Shasla Azuke Mazik Alafuke Masha Amru Shivarach Alavaya Prietz. Aval Kivan the Afagav the Azuke Mazik Nehenu Mevarach. Zok the Kesef Mishnah Murder Yechidish to answer Pshat in the Rambam, that the reason why the Rambam said that you're not going to be, that you don't make a bracha, you just make a shakal, is because he learned up the sugya that Azuke Mazik takes it away from its original bracha. But rather a bracha you do make, what type of bracha? You make a shakal. That's how the Kesef Mishnah learns. Others, okay, we're going to get to that in Mitzvah Shem. That's going to be maybe today or maybe next week. We'll talk about honors in eating, and that's very negayah if a mother forces a child to eat. No, you're joking.
Regular
it's not
foods.
a joke.
Regular foods.
Regular foods. Right in the beginning of the mother, every time the mother makes supper, the child walks in from school, even if she told him beforehand, it's not what I wanted to eat today, right? It wasn't on plans. It's not what I wanted to eat. So the mother said, no.
We don't remember. That's
eat.
probably happened, yes.
Yeah, you have to eat the salad. Else you're not going to eat the dessert, whatever it is. Yeah. So Akapanim, we're going to get to that in a minute. But Akapanim, so this is the Messiah's Tet, the Kesef Mishnah's Tet, which is a Chiddush. The Chayim are very bothered. Where do you see such a Chiluk? So others want to answer. The Rada answers this, and the Bach comes along and answers this in Simon Reish Beis. Stiv Dalet. They say that there's a difference. There's a difference how much it's mazik. They say there's sometimes it's mazik your stomach, but it's not mazik your throat. Chazanim, a lot of times we want to drink olive oil in order to clear the throat. That means they're having anah in the throat. When it comes down to your stomach, to your mayav, then it disturbs you. So therefore, then you would make a bracha shahakal. So Payir Prietz, you're not going to make because you're not having anah l'maisa. But shahakal you make because right now you're having somewhat of anah. That's what some want to say. And there's a big shaila about this. If you have anah's mayav without anah's garan, l'maisa geret, we go with the Shechanach paskins to us. Shemen, ZAYIS, Shemshasai, Kemoy, Shehu, Einim, Mevarach, Olav Klal, Mishum, Dazuke, Mazikle. So we go that Lamaisi, you do not make a bracha on Shemen ZAYIS. Now, why? Because it's Mazik.
Shulchan Aruch, please, Mr. Brewer.
Einim, Mevarach, Olav, Mishum, Dazuke, Mazik. Who we don't make, differentiate. Shechanach doesn't differentiate how quick it takes to be Mazik. Shechanach says it's in Simon Reish Beis of Dalid, Shemen ZAYIS. Imshasai Eina Mevarach Olav Klal. He's coming to Rabban. Don't think like the Rambam. You do not make a bracha at all. That is what Shechanach Paskins, Shechanach HaRav, Chai Adam, the Shulchan. They all say this, that you do not make a bracha b'chlal, and that's what we paskin. Now, the question is, like we said, coming back to, you want to see the Shechanach? Yes, Sivdalad, Shemen ZAYIS, Imshasai Kemoishu Eina Mevarach Olav Klal. Mishum dazuke mazikla, it's mazik. Today there is a style to go ahead and dip your bread in the oil, olive oil, right? You go out to eat, you'll see such a style. The chasidus, you see dipping your bread in the olive oil. So if that's the ikka, we know you make a bracha on the ikka and pat is the tafel. If not, it's not for today. Now the shaila is the Ben Ish Chai came along and says that mevarech al shemen zayis b'yei priya eitz. What happened over there? How can he pass? Can I get everyone? Can I get a Gemara? Can I get a Rambam? Can I get a Torah? Can I get a Shechanah? No one says this. Come to Shechan Ben Ish Chai and tells us if you drink olive oil, you make eitz. What are we going to do with this? What's the pashtatach? To say today times have changed. Today they came out that there is nutrition and it doesn't hurt you. How? By maybe drinking milk first and strengthening, whatever it is, taking tums. The kitzah, today nishtanu ativim, and therefore you should make a ha'etz.
Or the mitzias of nishtana, that the damaging parts are no longer taken out. Is that possible?
Very maybe to say such a thing, the damaging parts taken out. I don't know if that's true because you have, let's say, 100% pure. They just squeeze the olive and they go ahead and they use it for olive oil. So it's a little bit difficult. Not only that, our olive oils, and that's where Yashiv's problem with going.
That's Ravaz's lashon. They took out the Ravaz's lashon, the mitzim imenos chaymer mamazikim.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna get to that. One second. Now, Rabbi Yashiv holds that you can't use 100% olive oil that you buy in the store, or you buy even if you're buying from a hadron, whatever it is, you can't use it. For Chanukah lich. You know why? Chanukah lich. Why? Because they crush the pits in the oil. So they take the thing and they crush it, even though it's very clear. But they know how to do that. But they really crush everything in. That's all it is. Olive is completely crushed. Rabbi Yashiv, you have to buy a special expensive oil. That they sell it like I buy it $30 a container. That it's crushed without the pits. Okay, not negated for now. But
about the pits that's crushed in?
Yeah.
Is the skin a problem too?
That also could be a problem. Yes, it could be.
So skin is zichur crushed.
Skin also, yeah. So now, okay, but that's how I'm going to give it. I'm just coming to say is, no, not for a bottle. In the Mishkan, you couldn't use that. In the Besmilch, you couldn't use that. So Rabbi Yashiv held that you're supposed to be medam that. So now, Reb Shalom Mark is asking, he's going back to olives for a minute. If olives is kosher l'shikha, how can we make a bracha on it? Now, since it's mazik means that your body becomes nizik. The fact that it's kosher l'shikha doesn't part you from a bracha. A brichas ananan is that your body is getting nutrients. Now, therefore, you make a bracha, even though that has side effects. Every time you drink a cup of Coca-Cola, it's not healthy for no one, like we said before. So therefore, that's not a time. Okay, 1 second. So let's get to this Ben Ish Chai. The Ben Ish Chai was the Pesach Achin, and it tells us that you make a bracha if you drink Shemen Levade, you make a bracha. How could this be? So many Achronim come obviously to argue and say you can't say Nishtanu Ativim. What does this mean, Nishtanu Ativim? And therefore they say that Avazna says Gam Shemen ZAYIS Nanenu, that you take out the Chumim Zikim, still it's mazik, and you do not make a bracha. There's a whole Chuvas Yabiyah Omer that he goes connected this Ben Ish Chai, and he says, "About you don't make a bracha." Zok Reb Chaim Kanievsky, it's posh you don't make a bracha, and today that's what we paskin. It's posh you don't make a bracha, and we do not go with this Ben Ish Chai. But the question is like this. Let me ask you a shayla. If you're going to drink a little bit Shemen ZAYIS,
or dip,
so you
bracha
it can tafel. But you're drinking a little bit Shemen ZAYIS. You're going to tell me that's mazik? A little bit. It's not mazik. So why aren't you making a bracha? The same way we told you from Rabbi Yashiv that someone who's suffering with diabetes and he eats a piece of cake, he makes a bracha Rishayim because that little bit that he eats is not going to kill him. So the little bit of Shemen ZAYIS, this guy we're talking about in the Malamensh. This guy is eating Shemen ZAYIS. He's eating it for a purpose. So why would you say that you don't make a bracha on the Shemen ZAYIS? On this little bit. The little bit that he eats, you should make a bracha. Therefore, this aspiring lamdan is tinding the culminative effect. What does that mean? What does it mean to say?
I can't see what he says. What is
He
say?
says that he just texted out the culminative effect. What is it? Because it adds up. But we're going with Yashiv tells us that when you're eating sugar, when you're eating someone a diabetic that's eating sugar, he goes ahead and he makes a bracha. Bracha Yishayna. Over there, it's zichah. The more you eat the cake, it's going to be a problem for him. So like Rabbi Yashiv. Shemen ZAYIS is not a Michael. Now it says it's mazik you. Whoa. He's saying a murder chiddush.
Yeah, no, because he has you cited that you can't make a bracha on something that's mazik you because it takes away its mafkia the hana. There's no hana there. So
how does it lose the Shem Michael? For everyone else, it's a Michael.
Arsenic is a Michael. It comes from a plant.
What is that?
Poison.
Oh, okay, I know. Well, that's not a Michael.
So that's what he's saying.
Oh no. We're going to speak about that next week, Mitzvah. Next, we're going to come to medicine. We're going to see if that is a Shem Michael, which is going to be very, very negay halacha. But 1 second, what are you saying? It's not a Michael. It's not what Rashi said. Rashi said it's a Michael. That's magic. I ask you, did you ever put bleach into your food? Just a little bit. Look, not. You should never put in oil. Olive oil.
President Trump did. That's Achsemer, no?
Olive oil. You do put into your food, right? That means it has a Shem Michael to it. It's just you eat it plain. It's a mazik. It doesn't lose a Shem Michael. Where you get it? It's mixed into every salad. You fry with it. You do everything with it. Because it's mazik, it's a mele, it doesn't have a Shem Achila for you. Why not? You're saying a big chiddush.
Are they hearing me?
You're saying that since, I'll tell you all what they're saying over here. The items fighting over here and saying that it's different than piece of cake. When a diabetic eats a piece of cake, cake is a Michael, just it's a Michael that for you it's a mazik. It's mazik for you personally, but it's a Michael for everyone else. It's not mazik, even though we're saying that everyone else is mazik, they're just not going to get affected. But akaponim, for most people, it's not a mazik. So I have to say Michael. I'm shaking olive oil. It's a mazik for everyone. Now I'm asking you, is that true? How could it be a mazik if the pshat is that you use it for a spice, for a dip, for many things? You fry with it with regular olive oil. You fry with, right? So we can't say it's a mazik. Just drinking it itself is not healthy for you. Then nigga's not taking away that it has. So bekitza.
Let's hear the Razvart. Let's hear the Razvart.
Yeah. So 1 second. So no, we're still in the questioning. I'm just trying to be clear with the question. Then how come when you eat a little bit, you don't make a bracha? Therefore, come to Shulchan Atar, come the other poskim that want to say Avada, the Vayom Avram. You don't know what that is. Adas from Eretz Yisrael. Okay. He says there's like 50, 60 Svarim Chalal Pachas. You know, no, the nephew, the one that has on the pictures of Esregim, Akapanim. So not the one by the Kaisel, yeah. Anyways, so Akapanim, he writes that how do you make a shackle on such a meat? Now the question is, Lamaisa, if the Nebenzal told me that there's no difference between a little bit and a lot, you do not make a bracha. Now the argument is now how do you go connect that? How do you say the mice a little bit is not a mazik? The teretz is that you have to say like the elephant Taranto is trying to fight over here and trying to time it that he's trying to say that the mice cigarette, this is a mazik de geichel. Shemen is a mazik de geichel. Cake is not a mazik de geichel. Since shemen is a mazik de geichel, therefore you won't go ahead and make a bracha. Ain't cake. Cake, which is not a mazik de geichel, just if you eat a lot of it, it's gonna hurt you. Therefore, you make a bracha rishon. That is a very good chilik, and that's the mechalik that I would say. Now, let's say you go ahead and you have wine that the doctor tells you you cannot have any wine.
Alcohol, b'chlal.
You can't have any alcohol. You make a bracha on it, it's mazik. And mashu wine is mazik. You make a bracha on it. What?
It depends how you learn Azukah Mazukah. L'chayradat.
Shlomo Zalman speaks about this in Alicha Shlomo. Shlomo Zalman says, someone that the doctors told him it's us of him to drink wine. And he goes there and doesn't listen to them. But the Maisa for him, it's Asa. Dr. Shlomo Zalman, the Maisa, since he's having enough from it, he makes a bracha.
Dal Kaisis.
Right? Mazik. Yeah. So now, true, yeah. So he said something that's normal not to listen to a doctor. The doctor tells you basically every year older you get, they tell you, okay, stop eating this, but at the end of your life, you basically be eating potatoes. I know that's also not good. Right? So he says it's normal not to listen to the doctor. And not only that, watch the doctor by a kiddush. Kick was ass, right? No. So therefore, everyone cheats. So therefore, it says Dr. Shlomo Zalman, that's not considered a real sakana, and that could be, you do make a bracha. Now, the shaila is, if someone goes ahead and eats salt, salt on its own, You enjoy that? You don't enjoy salt. But he goes ahead, he's sitting by HBrachos, and he's bored, and he goes and, he's listening to the speeches, and there's nothing on the table. The pickles, everything's all gone, even the olives in the middle. And now he's holding by the salt, right? So now, does he make a bracha on that? But l'daita, to who? He's not nana. He's not nana. We're coming out that something which you're not having a no from, you don't make a bracha. Shemen. You're not having a no, you don't make a bracha. So now, I'll tell you who closed the Shana. There was a Yid called, from the biggest Talmid Chacham of our generation. He was Avraham Ginechovsky. I don't know if you heard of him, but he was a murdered Talmid Chacham. Shabin. He was a Dave Landas Chavrusa. And he has a beautiful sefer on brachas. You can't get a hold of it in America. I haven't seen it anyplace. Called Barel Moigen. It's not a Masechtas brachas. It's a monim. And every interesting shaila that there is, he was the one that cleared it.
He's amazing.
Amazing. And I spoke to him a few times. Mamish, every interesting shaila. A few years ago, I had such an interesting shaila. I was like, I had no one else to call. And I was like, he was the person to call. Any interesting shaila, he had started him on every time. So he clears the shaila. He says, HaRav says, something which you're not having enough from, you don't make a bracha. If you're going to eat salt, or the poppy seeds, you go like this, and you eat it, you're not having enough of that. Poppy seeds, maybe, yeah. Salt has no nutrition, b'chlal, so therefore, you should not make a bracha. So he said, from our sugya. He said, no, don't make me right from our sugya, because shemen, the chefza is mazik. Right? Salt. But salt is not the chefza mazik. Someone who has high blood pressure is mazik. Right. So now. No, but Mayim, you're right. Mayim stomachs, they don't make a bracha only if it's taking away your thirst. Quenching your thirst. Right. So Mayim at least quenches your thirst. Right? So that's why you only make a bracha, like a Mayim only when it works. But Melach, l'chai has nothing to it. So if Melach, l'chai has nothing to it, why are you making a bracha? So the end of the day is the Ma'aseh that he said that since our sugya don't learn that you're not having a no. The vote is that it's mamish mazik. Melech is not mazik, unless, like you said, if someone has high blood pressure, then melech might be mazik. But that goes into the.
But again, so it's not immediate; it's too far away.
Yeah, right. So again, he came out that avadi you make a bracha because it's not mazik. Now that's b'chlal not pashut. Raiv the Rishonim use the lashon. The reason why you don't make a bracha on shemen is because you're not having a no from it, not because it's mazik. Mazik is the reason why you're not having a no, but the real reason is you're not having a no. So if the vote is not having a no, so if it's melech, you should not be making a bracha. Now it comes out l'maisa that not only that, it comes out very negay. Because like I said, sometimes techasuda, you go, you're not happy really, you're going like this and you're making a bracha. Even techasuda, you should be making a bracha. Because this is not bottled to the suda. This has nothing to do with the suda. So if you by mistake go ahead and eat salt in the middle of the suda, you go dip your finger into the salt, you're never supposed to, even though you washed, you're still mechuyev to make a bracha. Reb Chaim Kanievsky passing like that, Reb Ginechovsky passing like that since you're going ahead and there's no shaykhs to the suda, you have to make a bracha.
Even if you stick your finger in.
When you stick your finger in like this and you lick up salt, you make a bracha. Yeah, people do that with the challah crumbs, right? When there aren't too many people.
But they made a mitzi, so they don't have
to. It's a mitzi, that's right. Challah crumbs, you don't have to. They scoop it up and they go like this, and your wife says no, and you go, yeah. So now, Lamaisa, getting back there. So we're coming out the Vada from the Sugya, Pashtus, anything that you're not having a no from, you don't make a bracha. This leads us to the next Sugya that sugar you're having a no from. Sugar is not like salt. Right, sugar candy is sugar. What do you think?
You know, sometimes if you have bowls on Shabbos morning, you don't know which one is the sugar, which one is the salt. It happens. You stick your finger in, you go like this. You have to make a bracha.
Right, you have to make a bracha.
It's not a metaemis?
Oh, metaemis. Okay, yes, that would be Shabbos. Sure.
No.
Okay, he's saying over that they asked the big nutritionists what they would take off, and they said that they would take off the sharp sugar. Okay, so now this leads us into.
One second.
The next sugya of eating something which you're not having anah, but your mother's having anah that you're eating it, or you're being forced to eat something, or something. Or let's talk a little better. It's not tzaddik. You come to someone's meal, and lamaisa, you do not like their food, but you're sitting there because your wife knows his wife, and you came and you're eating the food there. And lamaisa, you're only doing it because you have Avraham Avinu's chesed. We're talking about this week's parasha. You decided you're going to be about chesed, and you're going to make that lady feel good. You know the Shabbalah Zaydach, that he ate 6 bowls of the soup because it was salty and anyone else. You don't like it, and you're eating it anyway. You make a bracha on that. And I see we don't have time, so we're going to discuss that next week. I just want to end off with one.
That anah is a person enjoying the taste, but it's very stark inside. But anah means the fact of the body.
The body, yes. We'll speak about that next week in Mitzvah. I thought we'll have time for this week, but we're not going to have time. So next week we're going to discuss in Mitzvah, this being aynus and also medicines, which comes up and again. I just want to end off with one nakuda. I think it's a beautiful to have. You know, we're learning now the passions of Avraham Avinu, the Nisyanis, and what was, we do think, the greatest Nisayan and the greatest accomplishment of Avraham Avinu? Or Kazdim. What did he do? The Rambam speaks about it in length, in Nachas Avodah Zarah, how what the world was. He says the ganze Welt was kulay tipshim. They were bound down to Avodah Zarah, no seichel. Avraham Avinu came, and a new Bria came and said, there's a Rebbeinu Shalom on this world. Right? And what did he do? He gave up his life. He got thrown into the fire. He had to run away from it. He kept him running from place to place because they were chasing him. They were so threatened from him, and he had thousands and thousands of Talmidim. And there's no man, that's the first Pashas, that's the first Messiah, O Kazdim, when he was thrown into the fire. There's no mention. Rashi, and the end of Noach says, oh, you know why it's called O Kazdim? Imagine Shagada, because the Or is fire, and he was thrown into the fire. The Torah doesn't make a mention. Lech lecha me'atzcha, and he was promised all the good things. Torah has a long arichah. Or Kazdim Torah doesn't make a mention. What's the pshat? I saw from Simcha Zisal the pshat in some derech. He says that when something's so grand, that's not such a kunz. But when something is a day-to-day thing, that's where there's a kunz. You know, there was a few years ago, there was this bus driver in Eretz Yisrael, packed bus, and all of a sudden someone comes onto the bus and falls backwards, and they run, they're trying to wake him up, and this bus driver was EMT, and he goes and he starts checking his heartbeat, and then he pulls open his shirt, and he sees he's connected to a bomb. Time bomb. He screams to everyone, get off the bus, and he's holding down this person, and then finally everyone's off the bus, and he runs away, and this person blows himself up, explodes, and he saved the whole bus. And they made a whole taram and it's this hero, and they asked him, how were you like hero? He says, this is a hero. Everyone would do this. Yeah, it's a one-time thing. You're going to come claim to fame. Everyone's going to know about you. What's hard? The day-to-day nisyanis that we have. The biggest nisyan is that you're coming here to sit and learn. And there's so many ikuvim. Today I'm tired. Today there's a cold. Today I have another excuse and this and that. Everyone has an excuse every day. You go to Shachas Mincha Mayev to daven b'tzibur. Tzibur. It's all shtadel to daven minyan with a tzibur. After you eat them, I'm not going to become the biggest Talmid Chacham. Anyways, every day the Yitzhar fights you every single day. Today I'm going to take off. And you come and you make a nefesh. And you sit and learn. You're not getting credit that you came today to hear share. You're not getting credit. Who's giving you credit? You're going to come home, your wife's going to say, where were you? And you can say, oh, I heard the grace of credit you're getting, no one's giving you credit. That's where we're getting on the shyness. That's where you're going to get your schutzim in Yanavel. The lech lecha, the going out, coming to hear share, coming to learn again. The Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, the Thursday. I could skip one day a week. I could take a vacation. And no, I push myself. No one's giving you credit, but the Rebbeinu Shalom up there is looking at you and saying, look at you, look how lucky you are. You came, you pushed yourself another day. Ketzim Avachim is a hard limud, and you're hearing new halachas and new things and this and that. Every day you push yourself. You're getting Meshurun de Gischar. No one's giving you the credit, but the Lech Lecha Me'atzcha is giving you the credit, and that's the guest in the Zion. Let's continue stark. I see it's a Rebbeis of Salem. Every Yochid that comes doesn't realize he's touring by Lamas. Don't give up. Don't let the Yetzirah win over you. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for speaking. Okay, Rabbi Sai.